So, after 7 years of marketing, I'm changing careers to become an esthetician and own my own skincare business. But wait, before I start that, I need to go to school. So, I toured 4 schools. And here's what I found, what I'm looking for in a program, and what swept me off my feet. You ready? Let's get started. So let's address the elephant in the room. Why, oh, why am I changing careers after being, 7 years? It's going to be 8 now in August. 8 years in marketing, and I want to change careers? Why? So, as you guys already know because of my previous episodes, I have been struggling in this industry a little bit because of different reasons, and I finally found something that clicks with me. For me, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I've been basically training 8 years to have my own business. Because when you learn marketing in the different facets of marketing, you learn how to market, who's your target audience. You learn how to market yourself, how to use social media, how to talk to people, how to write a sales copy, how to write social media, how to film, how to take creative pictures, and everything. All those skills are very strong to building your own business. When you have to have another skill set and you want to expand and create your own business. And for me, it's skincare. So after I started working in this skincare brand, I learned a lot about what it takes to be an esthetician, what it is to run a salon, what it is to run your own treatment room or salon. It just empowered me, and it made me something lit up inside me. I was like, I want to do this. I want to learn how to fix my own face. And I've also been feeling kind of let down by the marketing industry. It's very cutthroat, and I feel like I have no purpose. Like, who am I helping here? Who am I really making an impact for? So, long story short, I have to go to school to become a licensed esthetician. And as a good marketer, I did my research and I toured 4 schools. 4. One of them I don't have footage for because it was the first one and I really didn't like the vibe, but no spoilers. I'll just talk about it, and I'll give you the explanation of why or what happened, what was the vibe. So first, I was looking for one that was licensed by the state. You have to have an accredited school because you want to be and do everything legally. Second, I needed a flexible schedule, and I was desperate to find one on the weekends. If not the weekends, evenings. I was desperate to look for that because obviously I am working. I have a full-time job during the week, so I need a flexible schedule to help me go to school in the evenings or in the weekends. So I was very hopeful for that. Third, I needed real hands-on experience. I was looking for very specific things. I wanted to have hands-on experience. So I wanted to have experience on students or like on people. I want to learn what's trending in this industry right now. A lot of treatments that are trending, because when you look at the programs, they teach you very basic things, and they don't teach you like the new age machinery that's going on. And business training, that's another one. Very important when you're looking for a skincare program and you want to have your own business. Even if you're not, it's good to have business skills. They'll have business classes. You mandatory, you have to have your state laws. So whatever legal manners that you have to adhere to in the state to run your business, and business tips on how, like business 101 on like how to run a salon, social media tips, collaboration tips, what's trend, like how to keep a clean salon and how to manage your finances when you're running a salon. That's very important to me because that's a skill set that I don't really have. I'm learning it, and I need hands-on experience from professionals who already own their business to teach me how they did it, what was successful for them, what can I watch out for, And yeah, that's basically, I was looking for that in the program as well. I know I'm very ambitious of what I was looking for in my program. And obviously, I was looking for good culture, good vibes. So I was looking for a supportive environment. When I am spending extra time and money to learn a new skill set, I cannot be stressed. I refuse to be stressed. And then lastly, job placements. So this helped me because I cannot start my business right off the bat, right after graduation. Some people do it. I personally, after my 8 years of experience in the marketing and working with many businesses, the best thing you can do when you are green as a cucumber, that you don't know something, you need to learn from other people. Duh. You need to learn from other people. So job placements, work for a spa, work for someone that already is where you want to be, at least a year, 6 months to a year. So those were the points that I was looking for in my program. And now let's go through the schools and I'll show you what were my top choices, and what, based on this criteria, who was the winner in my heart. Hey friends, it's editing me. I am so sorry to interrupt this program, but I remembered that I owe something to someone, and that is to you, David. This shout out is for you, to my friend David, for supporting and subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm so sorry I'm late. Now let's get back to the episode. So if you're watching on YouTube and you see that we are in a completely different set and completely different me, because I have a new haircut, it is a different time. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. If you're in the audio version, it is a different time. So let's get started with our review. The first beauty academy that I went to was Boca Beauty Academy. They have 2 campuses, okay? So I first talked to the one in Boca Raton. They're both relatively close to my house. One is in Boca Raton and the other one is in Parkland. So I spoke to the one in Boca originally because I wanted to meet with the admissions advisor, and I also wanted to take a tour of the school. But my schedule wouldn't allow me to go there during the week because I work full time, and they just couldn't accommodate me. I said, okay, can you meet me in the evening? No. Can you meet me in the weekend, at least Saturday or something? Because I know that they have Saturday classes. So the advisor was just not accommodating to me, and he said, oh, I just come in one Saturday a month. And I said, great, just tell me which one, and I'll meet you there. But he just wouldn't give me the Saturday that he was going to be there. And he would tell me, like, can just come tomorrow, like pushing, like, come tomorrow. And if you're not willing to make the sacrifices in order for your education, then I can't help you. And I'm like, listen, this is not going to work because you're not accommodating my schedule at all. And I am not going to sign on the dotted line just like that, just because you tell me. It was more like he was so pushy and just such a bad vibe that I was like, you know what, forget it, never mind, it's just not for me. Because I don't like it. If you're going to a school, this is a big red flag. If you're going to a school and they are treating you like they are car salesmen, then don't. It's a no. At least it's for me, it's a big red flag. It's a no, because education is supposed to accommodate your goal. It's to meet a goal, right? But it also has to fit into your schedule as an adult, because it's not like the normal esthetician student is not a person that just came out of high school. That's actually, here in Florida, it's more like the minority from what I've seen. It's mostly working adults, working moms, people who are changing careers, or people who are discovering a new career like me. I'm a working adult, so I need you to accommodate to me, because I work full time in order for me to pay this program. Okay, if I don't work, I don't pay this program, period. So I didn't go to the Boca Beauty Academy. What happens? Their system is interwoven with the Parkland school. So it's the same school, just a different campus. So the campus is in Parkland, and it's actually a few minutes closer to me, which is fine. And I thought, okay, great. Okay. I'll go. I talked to the advisor in Parkland, and he was more accommodating. He said, okay, I usually don't come in Saturdays because again, the same thing. We come in one Saturday a month, but I will make the exception for you. Great. Thanks. Now, when I walk in through the doors, it was very kind of the same vibe. I think it's just like that school's culture, or that they are very salesy. So he didn't even, I wanted a tour of the school before anything. He said, oh yeah, we're going to have a tour just before that. Let's sit in my office and discuss the program. Fine, let's discuss the program. And he shows me all the programs that they have, the different pricing on the program and the curriculum. Fine. I was like, okay, can we go to the tour? He said, oh no, can you put $100 down to save your spot? Because I can't guarantee a spot. I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to be here, so I need to make my decision. I'm not going to put $100 down to save a spot in a place I don't know if I want a spot in. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first red flag for me. I didn't even get footage of this school because I was stressed out of the whole thing from the get-go. So I couldn't even take any video. And then, so that lasted like maybe 45 minutes just in his office, and I felt very uncomfortable the whole time. And he pointed out my bag. I had a Michael Kors bag that day, and by the way, which was a gift. And if it wasn't, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be pointing out my things. And he was like, oh no, you know, you're dressed nice, and you put on really good makeup, and you have a nice luxury bag. The point isn't that I don't have the money, and don't treat me like that. Like, that's just so disrespectful to point out people's, like, what assumptions are you making? This is just so bizarre. Like, I thought I walked into a school, not a car dealership. And I have been in car dealerships, and no one has ever said something about my bag ever. So that's another red flag. If people are trying to push you to make a purchase or put money down for anything, it's a big red flag. Like, why are you so insecure? You're supposed to have you're supposed to have students and everything in here. So like, why do you need me to put down the $100 so badly? Like, do you get commission out of this? Like, what's going on here? That for me was a red flag. So then I was like, listen, I just really want a tour of the school. And I'm asking him, like, what products do you guys use? He shows me this product that I've never heard of. I'm going to show you. It's like, this is the product. So if you know about this brand, please comment below and let me know, what do you think about it? Because I've never heard of it. That's the first thing. So most schools, like, oh wait, see, this is a better picture. This is the product right here. This is the product right here. See? It's called Pavonia. Yeah, that's their product. I've never heard of this product before. Usually most schools use Dermalogica to teach. It's a well-known established brand here in the US. Another well-established brand here in the US is Circadia. So I do know about those two. Also Image. I've heard of that one too. It's very well known, but this one I've never heard of. So if you guys are familiar with it, if you're a fan or you don't like it, let me know in the comments. What do you think about this brand? Because I'm not hating on it. I just don't know it. And I asked questions about it and he couldn't answer. So that's another red flag. If your advisor is not knowledgeable about what products they use or what comes in the kit that you're paying for, I wanted to see the kit and he just wouldn't show it to me. And he's like, oh yeah, it just comes with, when you pay the whole thing, you'll get to see it. No, you can see the kit that you get in school before you even put any money down. You are allowed to see it and make your decision from there. It's like, hello. It's like, same thing with it. Again, we're going back to the analogy of the car dealership. You can test drive all the cars you want before you buy or lease. So why can't I see the kit that I'm going to be using, that I'm paying for, and what books am I using that I'm paying for before I pay for it? Valid point, huh? So, moving on. So that happened, and then he introduced me to one of the teachers that was there, and she was very mean looking and very mean, like just dismissive. And I wanted to ask her questions, and she was like, she made like this face, like horrible. She didn't want to answer. She didn't want to talk to me. She was just not pleasant. And then he mentioned that I speak Spanish. I don't know why. Again, like, these are just inappropriate things that just like crossing boundaries. Like, you don't have to tell anybody. Like, you're asking me so many personal questions, and then you're just like boom and vomiting on to someone that I don't even know. And this lady did not like that. I don't even know what happened there. Like, she gave me the most nastiest face when he said, oh, she speaks Spanish. Like, do you speak Spanish? And she's like, no, I don't speak any Spanish. Like, listen, lady, don't get me started on this. That's so disrespectful, first of all. And a very bad impression for someone who pays for your paycheck. Second. Then, also, by the way, a side note, people who know more than one language are actually smarter, because we form new neural pathways other than people who only know one language. Just a little side note. If you don't believe me, Google it. So then, on top of everything, he just kept pushing and pushing about $100. Like, why are you so thirsty about these $100? Like, are you going to go buy something with it? I don't understand. So then we looked at the facilities. They were nice. They were good. And then we met the electrologist teacher. Electrologists are the people who do laser hair removal. And I was not going to take any classes with her, but she was very nice. She was very welcoming, very nice. She let us observe her class for a little bit. So she was very pleasant. But unfortunately, I wasn't going to take any classes with her, which was the sad part. If she was going to be my teacher, then, my choice would have leaned a little bit towards them. But she wasn't. So I didn't want to deal with the other lady that was going to be my teacher. So then we looked at the facilities. It was nice. They had laundry. They had another salon area where senior students could practice. So they would take services. So there's a hairstyling and barber course. So the hairstyle students were there taking service on Saturdays. It's a lot cheaper than a regular salon because they're students and they don't have licenses yet. So if you want to go and check that out, you got to trust also that they're learning and they know what they're doing, because I would like you to trust me when I'm on my salon duties. So yeah, that's a little side note. Just so you know, you can go and get services at a lower price at a beauty school. Just check that out. After that, we checked out all the facilities. He gave me all the paperwork and everything, and he was just still insisting on like, you have to put down this money. You have to put down this money. You have to put down like so much. Oh my God, so much problems. And I was like, listen, I can't put down this money for you like you want, because I don't know if I want to go here. And after all these red flags, like 3 is my limit. First of all, he is pushing from day one, from the moment I walk in, for those $100. And he just like locked us in his office for like 45 minutes before. I'm already emotionally exhausted by then when you actually give me the stupid tour. Then he's pointing out my bag and all my things. Like that's a red flag. Like, it's rude, first of all. And second, like, why are you shaming people into giving you what you want? Just don't do that. Third, the teacher, not welcoming at all. I made my decision. I'm not gonna go there. So we're done with that school. So my final review on Boca Beauty Academy, it's more of like a 3 out of 10. So sorry, it's very low because it just was a very bad impression from the get-go. And even from the other campus, they were not accommodating to me at all. And then they have this thing of they push and they shame. Like, don't do that to people who are trying to get an education. You don't need to. I don't see any. I went to 2 schools. I went to FAU and I went to Full Sail University. Nobody shamed me into trying to get an education. Nobody. Okay? So those are 3 red flags that you don't want to deal with. If they're acting like they're used cars salesmen, then you don't need to be there. That's not the school for you. Now, moving on to school number 2. It was the Aveda Institud. I went to the Aveda Institud. Let me show you their nice little folder. Here it is. Boop, boop. Now, the Aveda Institud was actually very nice. I liked it a lot. They gave you a lot of information and they take really good care of you. They were open Saturday. They also have a salon there. Very nice facilities. Huge. I really recommend it. It's very nice. The problem with them that I didn't like is that their program is 6 months. It's very, very long. And it's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is skincare. Only skincare. I don't want to be a hairstylist. I don't want to be a nail tech. I don't want to do massage therapy. I want to be a skincare specialist. But unfortunately, this Aveda Institud is the only one near me because there's more in Florida. And I believe that they have more in other states. I just don't remember which ones. But if you have an Aveda close to you and they have the skincare program, I would go ahead with them. They're really good. They've been around for about 23 years and they gave me a full tour of all their facility. It was amazing. They have facility for massage. They have facility for hairdressing. I met one of their teachers. She was so cool. And her name was my name. So we really bonded over that. When you become more of a senior student, they have like facilities where you can rent out for clients. That is not rent out as in paying money, but you rent it out as in setting time. So Aveda Institud was breathtaking. I loved it. And I love the attention that I got from one of the instructors. I want to say she's the director. Here she is. She's the manager. Yeah, she's the manager. She was a teacher and she became the manager. She's pretty cool. If you are in the South Florida area, I would check out Aveda Institud if you have the time. And they also have a lot of scholarship opportunities. And if you're a young student that hasn't used your FAFSA yet, you can use your FAFSA with them. And they'll tell you what's in the kit. And also, I got to see the kit. You'll see footage here for it. And it's there. They have it right there in display. No funny business about it. And they give you a booklet with everything disclosed in it. And it was really nice. But if you guys are interested in becoming full specialists, I definitely recommend Aveda. By the way, if you're at this point of the video and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're an esthetician, which school did you go to? Or if you're a student, which school did you go to? Because there are so many programs out there. These are just the 4 that I was looking into. And so let's move on to number 3 on my list. Let's see. So I went to Bright Education Institute. So this one I have footage of. I'm going to put it up as I speak. When I spoke with the owner of the school, she mentioned it was a hybrid program, which was enticing for me because, like I said, I work full time. So I'm trying to fit the best education, the best pricing, and best location, and also the best schedule. Most importantly is the schedule for me because I work full time. So when I spoke with her on the phone, she mentioned it was a hybrid program, meaning that the theory of skin education would be online. And that for me was very interesting because no one's really doing that. So what happened? So I scheduled an appointment with her to go on Saturday. Like I said, I'm a Saturday girl. I do most of my things Saturday and Sunday because during the week it's just like impossible for me to do anything. So I had an appointment with her on Saturday. Great. Okay. I go over there and there's a class going and I'm like, hey, hi. They weren't expecting me at all. It looked like a house. If you can see in the footage, it looks like a house. I'm like, this is very strange. No judgment, whatever. So they weren't expecting me. She didn't tell them that I was going. And I mentioned, hey, I have an appointment with this lady. And they were like, oh, she didn't mention that you were coming. Are you sure that you have an appointment today? She usually doesn't come on Saturdays. So I'm like, that's weird. So I'm waiting there 15 minutes. And I'm like, this is weird. She's not coming. And then the teacher was like, I felt bad for her because my being there interrupted her class. So she called her. She's like, oh, hey, I spoke with this lady and she said that she's running late or whatever, if you can wait. So I'm waiting. We were waiting there for like 45 minutes and I'm like, she didn't call me. She didn't text me, nothing. So I text her. I'm like, hey, are you coming? And she tells me eventually, like, she texts me back and she's like, yeah, sorry, I had an emergency and I can't make it. Saturdays are hard for me. And I'm like, what? We talked about this. And so we were there for an hour. Okay. My appointment was at 3. We left at 4. And she didn't even apologized. You know, it's something about courtesy. If you can't make it, just call the person, text the person, I can't make it, sorry, something. She didn't do that. For me, that's just like it's very disrespectful and it's a waste of my time. Let me tell you how much I hate that. There are few things in life that are pet peeves for me, and wasting my time is one of them. I was infuriated. So next time I'm like, okay, let me just give her a chance because I'm really interested in this program that's hybrid. That way I don't have to spend all my time at this school only when I need to do clinic hours. Clinic hours are time where you practice. So I said, can we set up a new appointment, same day, same time? Can we do that? She said, yeah, sure, of course. And then I text her Friday because I'm like, I'm not going to waste another Saturday because I have a lot of things to do. So I text her on Friday, hey, could you please confirm tomorrow's appointment? And she didn't respond to that. So I didn't go. That's it. I was very disappointed in that because it's like basic manners. Like if you have an appointment with someone, you're supposed to keep it. And if you couldn't keep it, have the common courtesy to text or call somebody and let them know, hey, I'm not coming, and not keep them there for an hour. Like you did not care about my time. And that for me is a big red flag. It is that red flag is more than the 3 that I had in Boca Beauty Academy. Because if you don't respect my time, you don't respect me or my money. Okay? And if you treat your students like that, what does that say about you? You obviously don't treat your people with respect. And I cannot work or study under people who don't show people respect. So yeah, that was the Bright Institute. I give it a 1 out of 10 because, I mean, on paper, it sounds good, and it was actually a cheaper program than the other ones. But if you cannot keep a basic appointment, then it just completely devalues everything else about the program. Now, we're going to go to school number 4. This was the last school I visited, and I've heard very good reviews on it because where I work, the skincare brand, they have taken classes with us. So the skincare brands, normally when you start working with skincare brands, they have trainings and directors of education and just a whole education department to teach estheticians and students on how to use their products. So our brand does that too. So if you're a student, look into that, because there's a lot of free education and trainings from skincare brands that you might be looking into. You want to dabble, you want to see how they work. That's a good insight. Anyway, so we know this school because they have come and taken classes with us, and someone I know went to that school too. Actually, 2 people I know went to that school, and they have mentioned that it's a really good school, very good program. So I looked into it, and from what I read, I really enjoyed it, because they not only train you with one skincare brand, they teach you with 3. And that is very important, because a lot of problems that happen with students once they come out of school is they only know how to work one line. And that's a big problem, because they're just like blank canvases. They don't know what the heck they're doing. And it's a good idea to treat 3 different skin ailments with 3 different brands that work for those problems. So I was like, let me go over there and check the facilities out and check out what the kit has, and then it turns out that I read that they give you a full back bar of Dermalogica and Image. I think it's Image, I forget. It's 2 brands. They give you 2 brands. So normally schools give you a back bar of 1 brand, which is like great, but also it'd be better if you had 2. So I went over there. They had amazing facilities, top of the line machinery, the next generation of machinery. So they work very closely with Zemit, which is a skincare technology brand. And they have all these amazing products. They have the next generation in peeling, in chemical peels. They have the next generation on techniques. They teach you dermaplaning and hydrodermabrasion, which is using water to take out all the debris in the skin. I thought that was amazing, because these other schools, they don't have any of that. This is next gen. So in order to compete, you need to know these. And a lot of people who have come out of school have to spend extra money on these workshops to be able to compete in this market. So I took the tour, and as you can see, it was just amazing. All these amazing products. I love this machinery. I have seen this machinery online and all the videos about it, and I'm like so excited. I'm like, I really want to check out that oxygen machine where you put in, it's like oxygen infusion, and it's like so cool. So I'm like super excited, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. So at the time when I went over there, they had said that they had a weekend program. I'm like, that's perfect, because I couldn't get there in the evening, because their evening classes are pretty early. They start from 5 to 9 or 9:30, something like that. And maybe like a morning class on Saturday, something like that, in order to keep up with all the hours. And it just was impossible for me, because I can't, because I'm working. And also it's far away from my home, and it's far away from my job. It's in Hallandale. That's like very, very south. That's the last city of Broward County. So it's like a little bit more and you're in Miami. Like one step more and you're in Miami. That's it. So it's very south, and I was like, I can't make it in the evenings. I just can't do it. Can't make it. And then they told me, okay, so the weekend program, we're starting it, but we don't have any students yet. You're like the second student. And I'm like, and they're like, we need 3 minimum in order to make this thing happen. And I'm like, okay. And they said, we're going to start in August. Fine. Okay, great. So I call in August. I was like, hey, you guys ready? And they're like, no, we're not ready. We're not ready because we don't have any students. You're still the second student. Nobody else has enrolled. I'm like, oh, shoot. shoot, what am I going to do? Like, without this program, I can't study at all. Like, this is the ideal program. So what happens is, fast forward to now, and then they call me out of the blue and they said, hey, we have more students. We're ready. We start September 20th. And I'm like, great. So in hindsight, this school has 5 out of 5. I had perfect treatment. This school's only like 5 years old and run by a pair of sisters. Now, one of the sisters took care of me. Her name is Anastasia. She's really nice, really cool. And she took the time and the effort to show me around the school, show me the different techniques and the different products that they use and the different machinery that they have. And she answered all of my questions. I had a lot of questions about the brands and what kind of brands do you guys use and what are you guys using, and yada yada yada. And she and her sister are professional estheticians that decided to open up a school together, and they're just like no other person that can answer your questions but a professional that opened a school. Those are the best people to talk to, because these admission officers, they just, they're not estheticians. That was the difference between like the Boca Academy and the Aveda Institud. Those people were not professionals, not professional estheticians, not licensed estheticians. The Aveda Institud and Neil, who talked to me, were professionals. Like that, the manager at Aveda, she's a barber and she's an esthetician as well. So she has 2 licenses. Before she even was a manager, she was a professional that then became a teacher, that then became a manager. You see what I'm saying? So these people can tell you because they have industry insight. So those are the people you want to talk to. If you're talking to someone who's like an admission officer, you immediately know because you'll be like, okay, what's in the kit? What brand is that? What tools am I getting? And they're like, I don't know. You'll find out when you pay for it. I don't think so. No, it's not gonna work like that. Because again, with the car salesman thing, like the car salesman knows. Okay, I've been to car dealerships myself, and when I had my car, like I had specs. Like I'm one of those people. I'm the annoying one with the questions. Okay, I went into Kelly Blue Book. I went into Carfax. I went to all of it, and I ask all these ridiculous questions like how many airbags are in the car, and what was the safety features that is on it, and what was the rating on the safety score on the US National blah test. yeah, I'm very annoying, but I get results. So yeah, those are the red flags you gotta watch out for. Now, if you guys want me to do a specific video about the red flags, you gotta let me know in the comments below, okay? Now, I can do a whole other video on red flags and what to look for in a skincare program, because that's very valuable knowledge. And how picky I am, I already built a criteria list that you've seen in this video. And based on that is that I establish what am I looking for. So, long story short, as of today as of the time that I'm recording this video, I have decided to go to Neo. And I'm going to start my course September 20th. So I will give you a new update on my first day and a kit review and everything later on. So until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you're following us on Apple, iTunes, on anywhere you listen to podcasts, go ahead and follow us and give us a 5-star review. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye.